No, you can't have my shirt.
We're doing some hardcore kyde stuff this morning. That avocado that the man gave us yesterday, I kept it and I brought it back to our hotel, which meant it being in the car for a while and testing the nature of avocados, whether they can withstand being with me for a while. So we've got our avocado, and what we heard while we were hanging out was that Hawaiian people like to put sugar on their avocados. So I've got some sugar. It's not like the crumbly, like spreadable kind. It's kind of the clumpy kind.
You missed the avocado, dude.
I did. That was my aim. So I'm gonna try to put some sugar on these avocados. And we're also going pita style because we still got pitas.
Did they say to put it on bread or something?
No.
You just do it.
I'm gonna end up getting avocado all over myself. Should I try it first?
Sure.
Definitely makes it sweeter. Needs more sugar.
I wonder if you could put like syrup on it or something too. You know what I mean? Or if that would be too much.
Like sugar syrup or like maple syrup?
Like maple syrup, yeah. You know?
You're starting to... Even the Hawaiians are gonna think you're weird. Alright, we got sugar on there.
Does it enhance the flavor of the avocado, or is it just sugar on an avocado?
I think it's just sugar on an avocado. People are probably going to say you put it in a pita, so that's taking away from it. I don't really know if that's true.
Well,
The avocado flavor is outstanding, though. I think just avocado is fine. I don't know why people were putting things on it. Like you were asking, like that guy was putting on salt, and people were saying I put sugar, and I'm like, I just eat the avocado, man. It's good on its own. All right, at the first gas station, and it took us a very long time to figure out how to get gas in the car, because usually near the driver's seat there's some sort of like lever that opens up the door to the gas tank, but that lever was nowhere to be found, and we looked and looked and looked, couldn't find it. So came over here, you just push it, and we both thought to ourselves, isn't this illegal? Like, aren't they supposed to be that you have to unlock the car, be able to have access to the car? Because anyone can do this, and then anyone can siphon gas out of this car. Anyone. I don't know how to do it, but I'm pretty sure I can figure it out. So that seems a bit strange that getting to the gas tank of this car is that easy. And what if you got like the ex-girlfriend that's really gonna like rough up your day? She'll know. This is one of those things where you definitely look like a tourist because you pulled over on the side of the road. The tree behind me really stuck out to us as we were driving. We saw the canopy hanging out over the stoplight, and now we pulled into a parking lot and we're just weirdos staring at a tree like this. It is huge, it is dangly, it's the type of tree that we never see. Is it more than one tree? Is it many trees? I really don't understand. Like somebody just came here and they just plopped down a whole bunch of seats, and now that's how it works. It's creepy and amazing all at the same time. Real big.
The tree is so vast that you can go inside the tree's world. It's like, it feels kind of just vine-ish. Like it's just vines climbing up and down it. I don't really understand what I'm looking at, but it's really amazing. And like I said, I'm inside the tree. Like this is where I'm in. There's a path. The pathway in the tree. There is a cul-de-sac in the tree.
Is there real estate?
There's probably enough room in there. You can set up an apartment from Tokyo.
Like a sleeping bag?
Perhaps. The Airbnb in this tree probably be $150 a night.
Yeah. We got turned on to a thing called Waterfalls, and we're probably going to pronounce it differently, and we're going to go with the Ace Ventura pronunciation.
I have never seen this movie before.
I really am surprised about that. I know that he says something else, but this waterfall cost $1. And I'd already say we're well over $1 in enjoyment already. A nice little hike through like a little rainforest area with the stream and now hitting the falls. I am very impressed with this one so far.
Hell of $1.
Hell of $1. We just got $1 worth of knowledge as well. There are apparently these fish that come from the ocean. They swim up this stream. And you'd think that the journey stops there. But they get here and then they go up the waterfall. They have little suction cups on their bellies that help them go up the waterfall. We read this again and again and again, just going, this is some fiction. But this is some fiction that may actually be reality. I still haven't convinced myself this is reality. These fish, I don't know. That's crazy. Anywho, this is the Akaka Falls, and there might be some fish climbing it right now.
Yo, what is this? It is huge. Like, you can see back there that they're even huger. Like, they are very huge. And they're notable when you're driving down the road. You're like, looking for big stuff. It's like when we saw that tree earlier, the tree was huge. It's kind of like, there's a lot of like, good stuff in the ground, maybe, from the volcanoes. Some plants are super healthy, and there's lots of rain, so they're able to like, get big and strong. They're drinking their milk. Things are bigger here.
This is the biggest chicken I've ever been near. Did you know that their feet are furry or feathered or something? But their feet are covered in something. You don't see their little, I was gonna call them cluckers. That's not where the cluck comes from. But their claws, what do you call this?
Feet.
Their feet, oh yeah, they do when you eat them, they're chicken feet, so yeah. Yeah, they're covered in fur, feathers. We're gonna find out. The people who told us about the Waterfalls, they also told us about a goat milk place that you can get caramels from. And you can also apparently hang out with a bunch of goats and have a good time.
Katie?
Totally. They're flonking. What? I didn't know this about goats. I also don't like animals' mouths. They're very cool with humans. That's impressive. I didn't know goats would be cool with humans.
But are you cool with goats? Are you cool with goats?
Yeah, hopefully they don't bite me. He eats grass. Okay, not humans. All right, great. Oh, it kind of feels nice. I'm not ready for you.
Look how long his ears are.
That flop going. It's almost like they're a rabbit that didn't evolve in the ears situation. It just drooped.
Hi.
This one, I'm working on lulling to sleep. It's not going to be long. But we're going to go and see if we can get some caramels. We got to walk through the Goat Gauntlet, the Goatlet, to get in there.
We got a situation. Hey, that is too much. Oh God. Oh my God.
There are some chickens taking a bath. So we have this game that if you ever see one of those big posters that has the face cut out that you can put your face through, then one person tells the other person to close their eyes. You immediately walk the person over to the thing and put their head in it. And then they have to sit there and they can ask like, what should I look like? Or anything like that. So right now I'm assuming I'm a goat. I don't really know because I haven't seen what's on the other side. You can see what's on the other side. Go ahead. Is it a goat? Can I baa?
Yeah, you can baa.
Is it a
Perfect.
goat?
It's lunchtime, and we have hit a little...
Way past lunchtime.
Yeah, it is a little past lunchtime. What time is it, actually? I'm not even sure. It's 3:25. It's fika time, but we're having lunch. And we have come to a little roadside diner-esque thing, I guess is how I would describe this. And we have got something, and we're gonna be honest here, we have no idea how to say anything that is like even remotely Hawaiian pronunciation. Like, I have no clue how to even guess. And there's no katakana like written above this, so like I'm just completely lost. But it's spelled Kalua, and to me that's kalua. But that sounds like probably not the right word. But it's that word, and pork and cabbage. And what we have got is this giant pile of meat, and then a couple scoops of mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes!
And some mac. This came out and I was like, that's a weird little cup for soup. That's not soup, y'all. That's gravy. So I'm gonna get funky with the gravy here. This is not necessarily something I have access to living in Japan, so I'm pretty excited about it. The smell is tantalizing. And oh god, it looks really good. This is like, the best part about Thanksgiving is when you get all the meat and you put gravy on it, mix it with everything, and you just get a big pile.
The best thing isn't the green beans?
No, the green beans are not the best part of Thanksgiving. They're good, but maybe when they're like smothered in gravy. They're basically having Thanksgiving right now. The barbecue pork actually has got a barbecue flavor to it, like barbecue sauce flavor. The gravy is just gravy. I wonder if the gravy is intended to only go on the mashed potatoes, or if I just did a nasty. I'm not really sure. But I mean, it's fine. It's not bad. You can't make anything bad with gravy. But the meat is super, super moist. Of course, falls apart. Blah blah blah. All the normal things you say about good meat. But I'm really happy. Yeah, it's definitely, they definitely put a barbecue sauce in there. So it's a little bit sweet, a little bit tangy. We made a good choice. So far, Hawaiian food is pretty good.
The best of all the meats is the shredded ones. If it's shredded, it usually means that it's like been sitting in juices for days and days and days, and it's just delicious.
I realized that I didn't even talk about the cabbage, which is in the name, and actually it's the only thing written on the receipt at all is the cabbage. And it is underneath the meat, and then you hit like I guess stewed. I don't know what the right word is for, but soft cabbage.
It's been stewed with the meat. They're friends.
So, yeah. And I guess I don't usually in my mind put barbecue pork and cabbage together, but my grandma's big on corned beef and cabbage. And it's sort of reminiscent of that, and I have done Thanksgiving at my grandma's house in the past, and that has been on the menu. So this even ups the ante for the Thanksgivingness that I'm getting here. I don't know if I'm a big fan of cabbage. I mean, it's all right. I eat it, and I feel like it's probably healthier than the rest of it, so I think that's what makes me feel good. Like, it's good for my conscience. But yeah, I mean, the whole meal. Katie just said, I think this might be the best food we've had so far in Hawaii. She might be right.
Eric says we gotta mention the cost, so it was $14, that's $7 per person, and now I'm going to wheeze the gravy. Happy Thanksgiving.
Finish it up.
I can't do that.
Come on.
Oh man, you called me out. It seemed like I'd finished off the whole thing. That felt wrong.
It's a lot of salt.
Sodium for the week.
So the deal with the cost is it's being $14. Like, we were worried because we knew how much food was before we came here, but we were concerned that like, oh, it's going to be like $14 per person per meal, and that's going to get really expensive really fast. But when you just get one dish and split it, then that obviously cuts the price in half, and then all of a sudden you're living for not that expensive. Because like a $7 meal is really not bad, especially for the quality. And because of how huge all the meals are, it's like totally legit for us. Like, I probably ate more calories there than I would in a normal lunch back in Japan.
Maybe, yes.
Like, you know what I mean? So I'm absolutely fed.
You're not full?
Yeah. So, like, I don't know. I'm just, like, if you want to save some money, you can definitely eat half as much food and half as much money, and nobody cares at all. Like, if they're not like, oh, you're only getting one meal.
Thus far, we've gone to mainly, like, counter
places like this, where you
places.
order, you ordered like a counter or whatever.
And they don't care. They're going to give you whatever you ordered, and then you go and eat it.
Yeah. And they just give us 2 forks. They don't even ask about it. It's totally chill. Yeah, they're totally chill
just
with
gave
it.
us 2 forks.
Yeah, is it?
I wonder if people here split things a lot and it's just normal.
Maybe they do. But if they do, that really takes the bite out of how expensive I was worried about Hawaii being.
Let's go. Get in the car. Let's go somewhere. We came over to the northernmost part. Oh my god. I was trying to be king of the rock. It didn't last very long. It's really freaking windy. We're probably gonna get back in the car now. We're trying to get to as north as we can today. And I think we've only got about 30 more minutes to somewhere on a map. We met some people the other day. The lady that we met, Dale Waddington.
We were walking through the park and they were walking behind us.
And randomly she was taking pictures of us. Not creepy at all.
Creepy.
Non-creepy pictures. And then she just struck up a conversation with the fact that she'd send us the pictures of us walking off into the sunset.
It's not often you can get pictures of that though. Like just like random pictures of you walking like from a distance, like with your couple person. You know what I mean? Like, so it's kind of nice that somebody, I don't like creep on people, but sometimes I see 2 people in the distance. I'm like, oh, that's a nice picture and I'll take that. You know what I mean? And I'm always like, maybe I should tell them I should give it to them, but I don't do it. But this lady, Dale Waddington, has got like what much more like her kahunas are a little more out there.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
She was like, you want these pictures? Like, yeah, of course we want these pictures. So she hooked us up.
Yeah, so she hooked us up. She also hooked us up with a, what do they call that in Hollywood?
Headshot.
A headshot, because she is an actress as well.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. Got to talk to her about that for a little while. But anywho,
they also
she
hooked
turned
us up
us
with
on
some tips.
to...
They're just traveling from Los Angeles, so they've been to a few places and they've been here longer than we have. So we asked her what
have you guys been doing? What's there to do? And she told us to go to the Waterfalls, and she also turned us on to the goats that we went and saw earlier.
Yeah.
And she told us that the sea salt caramel was...
So yeah, the goat people have a little shop, and they are selling different goat products, like goat
milk, goat fudge,
goat yogurt, fudge and stuff.
Goat milk fudge, goat milk like products like soaps and lotions and things like that. Tons of those things.
And one of the things is these little caramels, and there's a coffee caramel and just like the standard jams. This is the standard, right?
This is a standard sea salt jam.
Sea salt.
And they had fudge, and I just sat there thinking to myself, I'm a caramel girl. Like,
yeah,
I'd rather have caramel over fudge any day. I want to show how soft it is. It is incredibly soft. And now they got my fingerprint on file. They got it on file. Super soft.
This is to Dale Waddington.
To Dale Waddington.
It's really soft.
And a little bit of crunch. Did you have any crunch in yours?
Mm-hmm. There's a little crunch in there.
How do they make it crunch?
Goats.
Is there milk in this?
Is there goats in here? Is there? I don't know, dude. It's really good.
Yeah.
Just how soft it is, it's insane.
It is insane.
Because usually caramel is like kind of, a challenge. You could almost suck this through a straw.
Yeah, you could.
Like, yo, goats should get in the caramel game more often.
Mm-hmm. I am incredibly pleased. This is not bad.
Boo. You know else isn't bad?
How's it not bad?
No, what else isn't bad?
What else isn't bad?
The current view.
That's true. We're at a scenic overlook of the ocean. I feel like I used to move better.
You want to spit that moo one more time? We've been trying to get these cows to come over and hang out with us, but they are very shy, yet as cows are curious. Why aren't cows known more as curious? Like, it's like curiosity killed a cat. Cows seem more curious to me than cats.
But cats seem like they're more daring.
Yeah, because they can get away.
So if curiosity killed the cat, what is the curiosity doing to the cow?
Making him curious.
No. Curiosity.
It doesn't kill him because he's curious, but he has still got boundaries. Like, they would take a step and another one would take a step. And I think if we stood there long enough, the cows would come over and hang out with us. But they were really skittish. If like you moved your arm or something, they'd all like, oh, or whatever, and then you'd lose ground. And like you're playing football with these cows, trying to get them to come to your end goal.
So it just interests them.
Yeah.
So the curiosity interests the cow.
Yes, it absolutely does. I love cows. Cows are so great. I wish I had gotten to hang out with one though. Maybe I should moo better.
Yeah, let's practice.
That sounds like a sick cow.
Yeah, it sounds like a really bad cow. We veered off from the north because I realized on Google Maps the north just takes you to an airport. But if you go a little bit to the east, you can come over and get a northerly view of a national park that's here at the north. We didn't go into it because I kind of wanted to see cows, which we got to see. Now we're getting to see this amazing valley that just juts out into the water. Can a valley jut out into something? It goes in. Yeah, and it's just pretty spectacular. It's getting to be dusk now, and it's just an incredible view. We got stuck behind a very slow car on the way here. I was like, the sun is going down! But we got here in time. Alright, so apparently Eric is really into cinnamon bears. They look like this. They exist in America.
They're like chonkers though. Like a little bit.
Get them in focus.
Yeah. They're a little thick. They're a little thick. Sorry, I gotta get out of there. The camera is like, oh, dude. But yeah, they're thick bears. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're tall bears. They're tall bears. They're not thick. Well, yeah,
they're a little thick on the backside.
They are 3D big bears. That is what they are. So Eric's really excited
when I was a kid.
Oh, and you saw them probably like 2 days ago.
Yeah, but we saw them at Safeway, and Safeway has it like you pay by the pound or whatever, and then it's like 40 cents a bear or something. It's like madness.
So we checked some gas stations, we checked some drugstores, we checked Walmart, and we found it at Walmart for like $2.49.
But it's only like
this much. Hold on,
huge...
show them the 3D on that. Bam.
That's a chunkin' box of chunkin' bears.
That's a lot of 3D. So he's been really excited about these bears, and he handed me one, and I sniffed it.
4 of these bears is 100 calories.
Oh, dang. I could have 6 bears for Fika. So these little bears, I sniffed it, and it was really
you've never had them, right?
I'm trying to get there.
Oh, well, my bad.
So they're cinnamony. It is intensely cinnamony, way more than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be more gummy sweet and with a little bit of cinnamon on the side, but no, this is like straight up, all this is cinnamon. And I thought to myself, okay, I've never had one of these bears. My mom used to get fireballs.
Yeah, okay.
So that is what my mom would get. Is this going to be spicy?
I mean, it's like a cinnamon punch, you know? A thick... Right.
I'm going to decapitate this bear.
All right. Katie's very cinnamon bear.
It is very soft.
That means it's good. You don't want your bears too hard. Oh, it's really... Oh, you're right. It is really soft.
It's like, really soft.
It's almost as soft as that stuff we ate earlier. The caramel.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's a standard in Hawaii. It's like soft gummy.
Caramel, man. The point here is they don't have anything even remotely like this in flavor in Japan. I don't think strong cinnamon
I had people send me Big
even
Red
exists. Yeah.
because of that.
Yeah, it's kind of like Big Red.
Yeah.
It's Big Red in thick bear form.
Big Red, thick bear form.
Yeah, it's good, right?
I like both of those things, so I'd give it an A+ to the cinnamon bear.
Using the thick bears.
I'm into thick bears.
You learn something new every day, y'all.
Eric just informed me that we are on the rainy side of the big island. I had heard that there was a rainy side. I didn't know which side was which, but it definitely lives up to that idea, because as this like rain cloud that you can see behind me is passing through, it doesn't consistently rain all the time. It just kind of comes in and goes out and comes in and goes out, and it'll do the same thing on sunny days. But considering that it's rainy, in the last maybe 5 minutes, we've probably had 3 different rainstorms. So the rain is coming. We've got a little bit of mist on this side of the building. We know it's already on the other side of the building, and it will slowly pass over and drift away. And it'll be about 1 minute of moisture.
So it's sort of rainy here. I mean, not at this particular second, but in a couple seconds it might be.
We are winning.
So we're we're gonna hop in the car, and we have a drive that's about an hour or 2 hours southward, and we expect, based on the internet, that it's not going to be raining there. So it's really strange how localized these weather patterns are. Like this neighborhood, it's raining, and then I know 2 hours is kind of a long way, but like when it rains in Tokyo, it rains like in Kanto. It's like the entire place is rainy for like 3 days or whatever. But here it seems a little less like rigid. Like you don't know what you're gonna get.
You might have a 3-second rain.
Yeah, it's starting to sprinkle right now, so
yeah,
let's get in the car. Cruising down the road in the rain, and we saw some signs on the side of the road that said fresh bagels, hand rolled, kettle boiled. And there's some folks just kind of on the side of the road, like, you know, pedaling them out of not a tent, but like a, you know, covered little area, so they're not getting so wet, but you gotta get kind of wet to get out. That's all good though.
Yeah, I got called brave, so I felt pretty good about that.
I've noticed that things being sold on the side of the road is sort of a thing. We saw some enchiladas, we saw somebody peddling.
No, you saw
Tostitos.
No, it starts with a T. Oh, I can't. No.
Am I making up words now?
You might have
Tacos. There was a taco guy. There was a taco guy.
Tamales!
There was a tamale guy. We've seen a few other things. It wasn't all Mexican food, but the bagel thing seemed a little bit something that I don't know, I wouldn't expect to see somebody peddling bagels on the side of the road.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, bagels.
And they had a bunch of different flavors. We ended up getting a Hawaiian pepper, a rosemary, I'm not even sure what that is.
Highlighted ones.
And then
Holy
a cinnamon,
crap.
what? Oh wow.
The smell is just exploding off of
Yeah,
that.
That's the rosemary smell is crazy.
And it smells more on the inside than it did on the outside. So this chili,
yeah,
I'm very excited to find out about this Hawaiian chili. I'm getting crumbs everywhere.
Woo! Strong chili.
Yeah.
Okay, are we just gonna go in dry on the first bite?
Yep. You gonna go rosemary?
No, I want to try the chili first. Well,
I'll do the rosemary first.
Okay, let's do rosemary first.
Well, I was gonna do one and you do the other, but you want to do them samesies?
Yeah,
okay,
we can do samesies. That's fine.
Okay.
All right, rosemary time?
Yep.
Okay, let's do it. I mean, I guess it's pretty good.
I feel like the smell is more intense than the flavor.
Well, did you bite into one of the chunks?
Yeah, I had a bit of a chunk.
Oh.
But I think that's how bagels are.
All right, chili.
All right, here we go.
It's good. I mean, it's not like explosively good. Ooh, it's spicy. Oh, it's getting spicy. The side of my tongue is getting lit.
Yeah, it's more of a feeling than it is a flavor.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I've never had a spicy bagel.
I feel like they're pretty cheap too.
No, I had a jalapeno. Wow, spicy jalapeno bagel.
Three for $5, I think, is actually not that bad of a deal.
Yeah, so we got like 2 hearty ones. Hearty is the wrong thing to say. But
Just it's getting really hot. Like it's getting like ridiculous in my throat. And then we've got some sour cream.
So you putting sour cream on your bagels?
Is that sour cream?
No.
Ice
We
cream?
don't eat bagels, nor is there very much cream cheese.
Cream cheese. Oh.
Cream cheese.
I was talking about that Mexican food. It screwed me up.
Tamales!
Just hit me with a little cream cheese.
Just a little bit?
Yeah.
There we go.
What's a flavor I haven't had in a long time? It takes the punch out of the...
yeah, it'll cool down the pepper, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, now we're going to put some of this onto the bagels and hit the road.
Yeah, the cream cheese is a huge improvement.
Is a huge improvement?
Yeah, especially with the pepper. Like the pepper is, it would be too intense, I think, to like enjoy as a bagel, like with that pepper that hot. It's not like too hot for like, you know, Thai food or Mexican food, but when you're eating a bagel, you're not like looking for super hot, but the cream cheese really balances it out and makes it more like manageable.
But what about when you're eating bears? That's when you want the sizzle?
You want a sizzle from your cinnamon bears, of course. Of course. I noticed that if you only eat one cinnamon bear, it's really not that much. But you eat like 7, 8, 9, 12 of those things, and like you start to feel a little bit of fuzz in your back because you're in the back of your throat. You know what I'm saying?
Fuzz in the back of your throat. Give me that. I'll give you a little more cream cheese.
Maybe we could put these cream cheese on those bears so I could eat more of them.
I'll get the bears out. We've got some time since we're just going to be driving down the road for another Hour and
Hour,
8 minutes. So let me tell you a story about toilets. When we were in Italy taught me about the 3 things that toilets should have, or that I've grown accustomed to, and I think they should have, but every toilet we would go into, I'd have to do the 1, 2, 3 check to see, did we get kyde standard toilet or something else?
And let's be real, you're not super picky. Like,
I
you'll
am
deal with some
not.
dirty toilets. Like, it's not a big deal. But
And I'll get over it, but so those things are, 1, a toilet seat. That did not happen very much there. In many other countries, you get no toilet paper. You're assumed to bring your own toilet paper, which is fine as long as you know kind of ahead of time. And
Taiwan
sometimes
sticks out with that one, by the way.
I didn't know that. Some places can seem like they're higher grade than their toilets from the outside. And then the third one was a lock on the door. In Athens, we had a lot of trouble with that. There were just not locks on the door. You were either supposed to hold the door or figure it out, which is, I don't know, that just seems extreme. Now I have entered a new one, and it started to make me realize, and some of you may be freaked out by this, but I'm just gonna roll. When you're on your period, you need that 4th thing, which is the trash can around the toilet. That
There's
is
no trash can.
that is not happening here. And it's very weird. I don't really know what they expect me to do. When we got to the airport, when we landed here on this island, I went to the bathroom and I noticed that they had like a thing with bags that you could put your tampon or whatever into, and then you could take it out of the bathroom. In that stall there was no trash can, but there's a trash can outside that everybody can use. But you have to then put your stuff, carry it in this little bag over to the other trash bag. Just put a trash can in there, man.
Is this an America thing or is it a Hawaii thing from your understanding?
It would be a Hawaii thing to my understanding. Most places, like the 7-Eleven that we stopped at last night, they actually had like, oh no, that was Walmart. Walmart had the normal stalls with like the little silver thing next to the bathroom, next to the toilet. So you could put your stuff in there. Boys. There is like a silver thing on the wall. Every single girl that's been to America in a Walmart or other stall, like legit place, knows about this silver thing on the wall. Oh my god.
Oh, she's talking about.
Okay, so I have seen one of those at a Walmart, but I wonder if all bathroom stuff for Walmart America-wide is standardized.
Yeah.
Every other bathroom I've been in either has a gigantic trash can in it, because it's a huge bathroom, and that trash can's nowhere near the toilet, which would be much appreciated in the feminine world.
Yeah, that's like a weird world, man.
I do. And then also, I forgot what I was gonna say, but it doesn't matter. There's just not adequate stuff for this situation. And I was in a bathroom, there was a huge line outside of like the Waterfalls, and there was no trash can in there. There was no special bags. So I sat there wondering to myself, what am I supposed to do? You have this huge line, everybody wants you to get moving. What am I supposed to do? So the one option is you roll everything up into a bunch of toilet paper. You waste a whole bunch of toilet paper on this situation to hide it from all the people that are around you, because you don't want to be that girl that doesn't understand how she's supposed to take care of this stuff. I did not do this, by the way. I put my feminine products into the toilet, and that's terrible.
Are you supposed to do that?
No, you're not. And I've had to have toilets snaked because of this. But there's a line, and my brain just frazzled, and I was like, I want to get out of here. But then I realized the tampon also has that hard tube, so you can't really flush that down. Like, I really thought that was going to be a problem. So I did wrap that up in toilet paper, and I put it in my pocket. And I ended up having that in my pocket for like the whole time, and that was just really kind of gross. Thus far, I don't really understand the feminine ways of the toilet yet.
They don't want to clean maybe they just don't want to have the manpower to clean. There were people at that place charging money to park and stuff, like, that were a part of the thing. So you think they would be staffed to deal with the toilet situation. It's not like we were out in the forest, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. I want to ask a person who lives here, as a woman, what am I supposed to do in the bathroom when there's no trash can? Like, what do you do? I would say at this point, 80% of bathrooms have not had this contraption in it. So if 80% of the time you go to the bathroom, this isn't available, what are you doing all of those times? I'm really lost.
We are driving way out in the middle of nowhere towards the southernmost pointest of the United States, actually, but especially of this island and especially of the United States. And it is quite windy. And it seems like it's probably windy quite a lot, because if you're looking at this tree behind me, it's got a pretty serious lean going on in one specific direction. So I think the wind is pretty often blowing in the same way.
Did you smell while you were outside the car?
Like, do I smell bad?
No. Did you smell the outside air?
It just smells like wind.
I've nailed down what it is.
All right.
It is a slip and slide in the summer. like you just unrolled it, you got the water going down, you're doing your first run on it, and that smell that's all up in your face, that's what outside smells like. And maybe if they took the slip and slide and like branded it like smells like Hawaii, it might sell a few more units.
Come down to the southernmost point of the United States, the southernmost point of Hawaii, southernmost point of the island, and we're right here by the ocean, which is what you would expect to have at the southernmost point of the big island of Hawaii. It's really windy, and we thought there would be like a plaque or something that's like southernmost point, but if there is, we haven't found it yet. But I did notice this rock. This shows the microclimate's really good, because what we've got here is we've got this area is wet from rain, but this area hasn't rained quite yet. This side, this came here, this moved along.
It's time to find out if the water is really actually swimmable here. Today's temperature is not very high. We're below 20, so kind of getting in the water isn't sounding that great, but you just kind of want to know, does it feel good or not? It feels pretty good. It is colder than lukewarm. It's got a little bit of chill to it, but not bad at all.
So do you think that if it was warmer outside, it would be decent?
Yeah, it would definitely be decent. And this is a really cool little pool that we found. Like, this is almost like baby level to take like the little kids pool. And then you just get to watch the waves crashing up. As long as the waves don't come too close, then you're fine. Really blue.
So completely out of nowhere, it started to rain a ridiculous amount.
And it was right before we were deciding whether we were going to walk out to another little nublet. And it just started to downpour, and we headed back towards the car. Eric was ahead of me, and I was like, hey, we can hide in this bush. And he was heading off on his own direction, so I went and hid in a bush. I literally just hunkered down for, it was less than 5 minutes. It was like 2 to 3 minutes. Felt very much longer in the bush. You went and like stood in someone.
I saw some dudes, they're fishing, and they've got like a little like, kind of like a little shelter, like a little tarp up. And I was like, I'm going there. And whenever there was like, yo, can I come in here? And they're like, yeah, come in. And then they were just talking about how unexpected that was.
The water,
yeah,
the rain.
The rain, yeah. They were like, we knew it was going to rain a little bit, but not like this much. But they were also speaking like, only like a certain percentage of it was English. So there was a lot of it I didn't understand. But yeah, they just were like, yeah, come in and chill with us for a few minutes. So I waited, and then they saw Katie coming. They were like, that chick looks soaked. So I was like, I looked at my wife. And then I was like, she looks kind of mad. Like the way you were walking, you just didn't look happy about it. I mean, obviously.
The way I was walking was, I'm gonna get to the car before that happens again.
Yeah, but the car's locked.
Did we come up this way? Yes, we did. Oh shit, the car is locked.
Yeah.
That sucked.
All right, so as quickly as that mass, I mean, it was like, let me try to explain. It was a lot of rain. Like,
yes.
It was a lot of water fell on this guy.
I know how to express this. My underwear are wet. Like, it soaked through my pants, through shirts, through my coat to my shoulders. So, yeah, it was a lot of water. A lot of water fell out of the sky very quickly.
I'm feeling a little bit fortunate on my side because I had a bathing suit in like some swimming trunks, so I just put those on.
I also have a bathing suit. This is where girls' culture doesn't help. I have bathing suit in the back, but I
Yeah.
can't wear that into like public places in this area. This is not beach.
Yeah,
This
you
is-
could wrap a towel around you if you wanted
But
to do
still,
that.
then that also feels like, what is she doing? You know? So I either wear my incredibly soaked pants or just try to put on bathing suit and stuff. And I think like if I take my pants off, I put my bathing suit on, then I try to get these pants back on later, and they're still soaking wet. That's going to be a problem too.
And I also happen to have a hoodie that I almost put this on before we went, and I didn't, and I'm so glad now, because now at least we've got something if we want to go
You
eat.
are dry.
I am
You
essentially.
are 100% dry right now.
That's good planning.
I'm half wet.
Which half?
The lower half. The upper half is
your
fine.
your top is okay.
Yeah, except for the shoulders. Shoulders a little wet.
And we did have towels as well, because we bought towels yesterday, coincidentally, and they just happened to still be in the car. So, but yeah, I mean, we were gonna go for a hike to see like a green sand beach, but I don't know if that's gonna be a thing at this point because it's very close to here.
And I ask myself, like, if this is just normal Hawaii, then we're just stopping because of normal Hawaii.
Yeah, but we
like,
kind of aren't prepared for it.
yes, that's true.
Like, we don't have waterproof clothes and stuff like that. So I don't know, but like the dudes in the tent kind of acted like they were surprised. Like they didn't think
for that downpour.
Yeah, that downpour caught them off guard in the same way that it caught us off guard. So
The sun is out right now.
yeah,
I think we've got at least like 2 minutes of sun.
if you go and stand outside right now, and the wind is crazy too. If you went
Yeah.
and stood outside in the wind and the sun right now, it would help dry your clothes.
It would, and I thought about it, but
Maybe
it
we-
also seems real chilly.
But I think in the long term, you got to pay the short term to get the long term goals.
The
Put a
long-term
quarter. You got to put a
benefits?
quarter in the piggy bank every day, and then eventually you can buy some cinnamon bears.
You only have to wait like 7 days.
I know. This is like a famous last word situation, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in our infinite wisdom, we have driven like literally 5 minutes from where we got poured on from before. And there is a green sand beach that's apparently back here that's supposed to be pretty cool. So we're gonna go there, but it's 3 miles, let's put it that way.
And we left the GPS in the car, like a couple idiots, I think.
Well, I think that you're gonna go to the seaside and then walk in the direction and then walk back. I'm not worried about getting lost because there's quite a few people out here. And there's actually some, and I'm gonna be a little belligerent here, there's some rednecks here. And they have these beat up trucks, and they'll load people into the trucks and give you a drive out there at $20 a head, which I think might be the rainy day price. That's my guess.
Oh yeah. I didn't think about rainy.
Yeah. You got some bagel for me?
I got a bagel for you.
All right, we got one more bagel from earlier.
This is all the food we have.
And
Except for cinnamon bears.
Well, I didn't bring any cinnamon bears. These are cinnamon raisins. Oh my God, that's good. Cinnamon raisins, all. So yeah, I expect us to get really wet. Is really what's about to happen.
Yeah, we basically, we should show my getup.
Oh yeah.
I changed into my bathing suit,
I tripped.
and I'm wearing like a random scarf as a skirt. I've taken everything out of my backpack, so if my backpack got soaked, I don't care. We're not bringing our towels, so even if we go swimming, no towel when you get out, and I'm just wearing a t-shirt.
And this
So we'll see how this goes.
this camera is in a bag that's kind of waterproof. Kind of. The wind level is completely crazy. Like, I feel like I'm going half speed because just fighting against that wind. And it looks straight up like Mars walking across this type of landscape with all this busted up volcanic rock and stuff. I don't even know if you guys can hear me over this, to be real. Did you find anything fun, or are you just waiting?
This is the green sand that we'll be seeing.
Oh, wow. Hey, look at that. Green sand.
So we've seen green sand so far.
The landscape has shifted, like just going over a hill. We don't have, I can see Katie in the background. We don't have the volcanic rock. It's just turned into like a grassy, sandy thing. And they've got these big areas where the trucks go back and forth through that they're charging people to take, over there to the area. And those trucks have carved out these paths in the sand because it's so soft, but it makes these really tall walls. And it feels kind of like if you're someplace that's super snowy sometimes, you know how they will like carve all out the snow? It feels kind of like that, but at the beach.
As we were walking, we started to see this huge kind of crag come up over the horizon. And it just looked really cool to me. I've already declared that the amount of effort that I put into this and the time expended have both been worth it just to get over here and see this thing kind of come out of nowhere. The green sand, I feel like when I first saw it on the ground next to some black sand, it stood out a little bit more. When I look at it here, it looks kind of grayish. I still see the green that they're talking about, but I never thought the beach was going to look this epic, like it just got crushed into the water. I'm kind of astounded, and I'm glad I never saw a picture of this before I came, because maybe I would have been like, it's not gonna be that badass. But it was pretty badass. I want to go out to the tip, but I don't want to stand with like an object not to the side of me. This is a very strong wind, and I don't want to be that honky that fucking just fell down the hill into the beach. So I think I'm gonna just chill. I don't know. I think I've gotten to know wind well enough, and once this wind episode ends, I'm gonna want to take a break from the wind for a while. I think I won't be able to hear properly for a little bit. Yeah, exactly. I think I've said that about 15 times in the past hour, probably more than that. We're going down to the beach now. Sure what words will do the color of this sand justice. I've got two thoughts in my head. One is when you use the light bright, they had that really ugly yellow color. It kind of feels like that when the sun hits it in a particular way. And then the other one is like a shamrock and a pot of gold got together. I think that's a little bit closer. It's kind of like a golden green. That's not a color, and I know that's not a color, but when you get really close up to it, it has greenishness and it has like a golden hue to it, and it's quite shiny. It's weirdly beautiful. We've gotten on one of those crazy trucks now. We are not stealing a car. We are not stealing this truck. And we are heading the fuck up.
We got half price though, since we walked halfway. We walked half of the distance.
Yeah, and it's us to walk there and ride back. We ride in style. Eric, I want one of these, and maybe I need a lot of land. I want to travel over things and not care about the curvature of the earth or how the earth is doing anything that it's doing, and just go, nah, I can handle that.
We've come to what is being marketed as the southernmost restaurant in the United States, which could be possible, but we did pass another restaurant that we think was like 100 feet southerner or something, just a bit further down the road, but regardless, it's one of them. And we have gotten a stuffed papaya, and I don't even remember what it said this was. Chicken, I think. So it's like a chicken, right? Is it chicken? Chicken?
Yeah, it's a chicken salad.
Chicken salad.
With
Okay.
roasted macadamia nuts.
Oh, roasted macadamia nuts and the chicken salad. All right, and they have taken that and put it in half of a papaya, and then stuffed it inside, which is a cool way to serve it. I'm interested to see how the two things dance together, but first I'm gonna just try a scoop. I mean, it's a pretty good, mayonnaise-y with some vegetables and stuff thing going on. But
There were no vegetables in there.
there vegetables?
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah. Who is this guy?
Vegetables?
Who is this green guy?
Oh,
that looks like celery. Look at him.
Oh man, celery.
Yeah, look at that. Prime vegetable. The papaya was super soft. It just sliced right through it like it was nothing. It's an interesting combination. It's a good papaya too. The fruit here is pretty good. Yeah, it's okay. I think it's more interesting on the menu when they're talking about like roasted macadamia nuts and like chickens and papayas being stuffed inside of them and all that stuff. Like, I think it looks cool and it sounds really amazing, and in practice it's just all right. It's okay. So today went like not exactly how I had expected, because I didn't expect for, even though it was raining where we were when we woke up, I didn't expect for a rainstorm to come in and pound us the way it did.
Yeah.
And
that was a huge surprise, and it actually put me kind of in a bad mood. I thought, like, okay, today's a waste.
I'll be honest though, I don't think the rain was the most detrimental part. I think the wind was the most detrimental part of the day. And I'm not complaining, the day went good. I think we had a good adventure and everything, but the wind, because the walk over to that green sand beach was an hour and 30 minutes, something like that. And it was just a constant battle with the wind blowing straight into your face.
True.
With all the sand blowing into your face. And I had glasses on, which was nice, but like when I got
have so much crap in my eyes.
yeah. When I got back to the car eventually, and I like wiped my nose, it was just black sand all over my fingers.
I have not done that yet.
It was just, you get bombarded. But the
rocks, like sometimes the wind would send the rocks across my skin, and I really thought I was going to look at my arms and they'd have cuts on them, and I just avoided looking at it so I wouldn't think about it until I was out of the wind area.
This was not just like some little simple breeze. It was intense wind.
And I should point out that when I looked up the weather today, it was saying high wind alert, and I didn't even think about it. Like, for some reason, I didn't associate, I put in the place that we were going, and it was saying high wind alert, and I in no way associated that until I was halfway into that walk. Like 30 minutes into the walk, I was like, oh yeah, I should have told you. There was like a high wind alert. And we were in that high wind, sure.
If you could go back to this morning and tell yourself to do it or do it, not do it, what would you tell yourself?
I would tell myself to do it.
Yeah, me too.
And the moment that the rain for me was definitely the hardest part, because I kind of just felt like now I'm going to sit in these soaking wet clothes all day and it's going to be really miserable. But the moment that I decided that I was going to make do with what I have in the car, I'm going to wear a scarf as a skirt, I'm putting on my bathing suit, and I'm going as minimal as possible to get out of this car and go and do things that changed everything.
I think we're good at this. I don't know, maybe it's our specialty. We kind of saved the day. You know what I mean? Like it could have been bum. But it turned out really good, and we went out there and we hiked across that thing, and we saw that cool beach and that big like shape of it and everything.
Yeah,
and then
that just jutting off of the.
We decided, screw it, we'll throw down the $20 total to get a ride back in the truck, which I still think is kind of highway robbery, but I mean they've kind of got a lock on that. They got a monopoly. And it was
also an experience. If it was just on the road, I'd be like, why am I paying $10 for this?
Yeah, but it was fun watching the girl, like the chick driving the car was like off-roading, and like she had to get out and move boulders and stuff.
The guy behind me was like, woo!
It was good. It was a really fun day.
Yeah.
And at this point, it is actually, I am also cold because I do not have much clothes on.
Yes, it is very chilly now, and I don't know if my jacket's dry yet. So I'm getting in the car. Is it a goat? I'll scoot towards you and you just sit relaxed.
Chill.
Chill. I'm not quite done with this feminine hygiene tirade. They're here. No trash can around the toilet. So this is what's happening. People are just putting their tampons that have been used, inserted inside themselves, right on the sink. That's really gross. So I had to do the same situation in here and fix myself. And then what you have to do is wrap all your stuff up in some toilet paper, which doesn't make it obvious to the world what's going on in your life. And then you've got to walk outside of this bathroom and come and put it in this trash can over here that's outside of all of the bathrooms. What is going on? This is ridiculous. I'm fascinated that some women just haven't been like, this needs to be what happens. They're all cool with being gross. This I don't know. I'm weirded out by it. Whoa. It's not working anymore.
We'd like to thank everyone for watching, and especially thank all our supporters at Patreon for helping to make our video series possible. If you'd like to help too, check out links to our Patreon down below. Liking, subscribing, ringing the notification bell, and commenting helps as well. Lots more from Hawaii on the way soon. If you missed part 1 of the Hawaii series, it's linked on screen right now.